A little transition marked by our lovely bubble. This constant causing of death is disturbing, O.L. said later. The real cause, of course, is the primitive nature of their brains. But still, yes, still, I said. It was 2 days later, and we were sitting around respecting what the General Milliken had termed a respectable period of mourning. Look, this is going to be very disturbing for the nation, he said, as uniformly dressed other life removed the president's body. We are going to have a big funeral, call in heads of state from all over the world, control the media and all that. Look, can you guys just back off a little? Maybe go park behind the moon or something? It would be a big help. We can do that, O.L. said, and consider it our duty to do so. If the president is dead, though, whom do I speak with now? I need to speak to your leader. We will have a new president. Our system provides for that. Our vice president automatically becomes our president. Vice president. O.L. turned to me as he was unfamiliar with the word. I quickly checked the data we were gathering on the other life's language, found the information, and conveyed it to our leader, who then addressed the General Milliken. This person currently presides over the degrading and the immoral? I don't want to talk to someone who presides over the degrading and the immoral. For the first time, the General Milliken's face became a little less than ugly. Well, he presides over the Senate, if that's what you mean. A joke out of season. I can tell by the timbre of your voice, why in the dread of decay would you tell a joke out of season? Look, what do you want? To talk to your leader. Is that too complex of an idea for you to understand? Take your mourning time. We regret this death as we regret all that have preceded it. We have meant no harm. We are simply travelers gathering data who came upon this phenomenon of other life. We are curious. We only wish to know. Come back in a week then. Do you know what a week is? O.L. looked at me. I nodded. I will come back to this building in a week, have a presider available. All right. But look, give me some hint. The diplomats will want to know. What can we do to make you comfortable? I am not uncomfortable. No, I mean, well, what does a bubble eat and drink? What? Rotting meat are unseasonable jokes part of your lineage? Where is the joke? You're a damn bubble. There's not much in our protocol about hosting a damn bubble. Our leader gave the General Milliken his look. Wasted, of course, as the General Milliken could not see it. So O.L. turned to us and gave us a variation on the look, one inviting us to share his disgust over the other life ignorance. He then turned back to the control bubble. You are ignorant of a fact. The bubble that you see is a mere communications device. It is not corporeal. It is not I. Oh, then we have actually killed none of your kind? Of course not. I'm happy to hear that. Do not state as truth something which is not. O.L. is very perceptive. Realization of that fact changed the topography of the General Milliken's face. The other life week passed, and we moved our life ship back into position in orbit around the other life's planet. Our leader, she, our assistant leader, and I were then shoved off through the loading doors in a here-to-there bubble. To view a descent on the control bubble is fascinating. One can quickly analyze many things. However, to be in a bubble, to descend yourself is, in a very odd turn of language, elevating. She, our assistant leader, despite straps and restraints, grabbed me and squeezed. Our leader giggled almost non-stop, and I gasped 53 times. Soon we were over Washington, D.C. Crowds of other life filled the passageways between the buildings and crowded onto the tops of the buildings and pointed at us. We floated finally to the president's building, and we came down on some cropped green vegetation. Suddenly we heard music. It was not hummed, but was played on instruments that jangled slightly. Still, it was not completely unpleasant. Besides the musicians, there were rows of the uniformly dressed weapon bearers, but as they were obviously being ceremonial instead of belligerent, and as they were hard to look upon, being rows of ugly, we paid little attention to them. Two of the uniformed started to roll out a long red boat of cloth, bringing it right up to the edge of our here-to-there bubble. Then we could see the General Milliken walking along it, accompanied by a few others. As the outside sheen of a here-to-there bubble is opaque, the other life could not see in, but they stood there trying nonetheless. "Where's the damn hatch?" we heard the General Milliken ask of the others, who of course had no answer. "This carpet better damn well be in the right place." "Uh-oh," O.L. said. "Do you think this carpet is some sort of weapon or a trap?" I considered that, but it fit none of the facts. It was unlike any weapon we had observed, and we had observed so many. Still, we were not sure we had the other life's trust. There was a small possibility. Should we move the bubble? No. She, our assistant leader, said, "Look, the General Milliken and the others are standing on it. How could it be a trap? I think it is some small tribute being paid to us." "Why? What have we done to deserve it?" O.L. asked, quite rightly. "We have arrived," she, our assistant leader, answered. "We arrived a week ago, and they tried to destroy us." "This is different. This is not such a shock to them. Open an exit orifice and let us greet them." "Right in front of the carpet, I suppose." She smiled. "I do not know why. It is my feeling that that would be appropriate and would bring them some pleasure." "Well, you ought to know about that," O.L. said as he opened the bubble, revealing us for the first time to the General Milliken and the other lives. Their jaws dropped. That is exactly, physically, what happened. We were not sure if this was some form of other life greeting or not, but felt it prudent to drop our jaws as well. "Well, welcome this way, please," the General Milliken barely said. "This is very strange," O.L. whispered to me. "Do our bubbles have some property that smooths out halting speech?" "Not to my knowledge." We followed the General Milliken and the others down the red carpet towards the President's building. All along the way, as we came closer to still others, they all greeted us with the dropping of the jaw salute. Out of courtesy, we continued to reciprocate. Eventually, it became quite annoying, not to mention slightly painful. Soon we were inside the building, more of the other life along the path saluting us, until we came to a large, impressive abode. We were gestured to stand at a particular point. Then someone rather loudly announced, "Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States." Musicians blared music on annoying instruments, and a man smaller than the General Milliken with a head full of gray hair entered with a determined and somewhat impatient walk that slowed as he neared us, matching the slow and measured dropping of his jaw. Then he stated for all to hear, "Holy shit! You're fucking gorgeous!" And they are. My aliens are fucking gorgeous. That's what they are. They're quite lovely.